Heard that DNA is important and one of the things that make you unique. But what is it that DNA actually does? So we can use the analogy of how a recipe tells you how to make something by telling you which things to add and in what order. Similarly, DNA is kind of like a recipe for very important molecules in your body called proteins. Proteins do all kinds of jobs, such as facilitating chemical reactions. And the information in the DNA tells you what items to add and in what order in order to build the protein. However, the information in the DNA is stuck in a place of the cell called the nucleus in order to keep it safe. So how do we actually use the recipe? First, we have to copy it onto another molecule. This molecule is called RNA. The RNA, we can make more of it so it can leave the nucleus. The information is in the middle part of DNA. So if DNA is a twisted ladder, the information is on the rungs. And DNA is actually made of two different halves that fit together. So if one half of a rung has an A, the other half of the rung has to have a T. And if one half has a G, the other half has to have a C. And we can use that to make it very easy to build the other half from one half of the molecule. And that's kind of how making RNA works. Now, RNA does have some differences from a strand of DNA, such as that you don't have two pieces, you only have one half of the ladder in RNA. But it's still similar, and so we still call it the same class of molecules, a nucleic acid, and we call this process transcription, since we're just copying it down. The RNA can then leave and go to a protein building machine called a ribosome. The ribosome reads the information on the RNA. Every 3 letters is called a codon, which is like a word, and it tells the ribosome which building block to add next, until the very last word, which tells it to let go of the protein, which is now complete. This overview of the process that DNA is generally copied into RNA, which can be used to make proteins, helps us understand how information is an important part of our cells. So the next time you're making a recipe, think about your DNA. Thank you for watching.